Hey, Lux agents. Hey, I got something super exciting for you guys. I am launching and rolling out a new tech tool called Powered by the Agents. While everybody else has been sleeping, I've been up in the wee hours of the night working hard at developing a tool I think is much needed in the real estate industry. Um, I walk around all day long, every day for the last year, hearing agents talk about, especially in a low inventory market, hey, who do you know that's got something that they're looking to sell? Or hey, I got a buyer that's looking for this. Who do you know? And the only way to really, for any of us to deal with that has been word of mouth, face-to-face interactions, putting it on private Facebook groups that's typically only reserved for our own office, or coming soon pages on Facebook. But none of those have been a good search product. If you happen to see it at the right given time, then maybe you could do something with it, but otherwise you probably missed the boat. So I kept thinking to myself, if there was a product that we could all enter in people that we know that are looking to do something, not necessarily contracts. If you have contracts, we still have to follow our MLS rules and realtor board rules and everything else. But let's say you had a seller that, they don't want to put their house on the market yet because they haven't found what they're looking for. But they said, hey, if you brought me a buyer who was willing to wait for 6 months for us to find a house, we'd certainly consider that, but we don't want to go on MLS. We all know that MLS doesn't fit everything. Or for instance, somebody wants to sell their house and they don't want anybody to see how their parents live, but they want to get a good offer. They don't want to go to Zillow iBuyer program, or they don't want to go to a single investor who's going to probably give them a pretty low price. They want to competitively bid it out there, but only, let's say, to a select 5 to 10 local investors who might be looking for something in that town. Well, there's never been a way to figure that out. There's never been a product to figure that out. And MLS isn't just going to adapt to all of a sudden cover everything that's not on the open market, or all the opportunities that exist off market. So I worked hard during the night building this product, learning how to build products myself, and I'm ready to launch it to you guys first. I want you guys to get in here and use it and help me make sure that it's working properly. I've gone back and forth trying to break it for weeks on end, just entering in fake profiles and just making sure it worked. And from what I see, it works extremely well. So I'm excited about it. So here's what we want to do. I just want to cover a few quick things. You're going to get an email from me shortly, in a few minutes this afternoon, and it's going to have your login information. All of your passwords are going to be the same. Lux Group 2020. That's a capital LUX Group 2020. When you go in, I'm going to log in now. I'll show you guys where you can change your password right away. There's 2 things you need to do when you first log into the system. All right, if you go to poweredbyagents.com, you'll find the website. You should also download it to your home screen because it's got an app as well, and it'll allow you to get on from the app and enter clients, call other agents, make connections. So the first thing we want to do is when we go to the home page is you can log in either at the agent's page or the buyer or seller login page, depending on what you're looking to do on any given day. But let's just go to the agent page. We're going to log in. And the first thing you want to do is go to the account settings and change your password. You just change your password, take your current password, Lux Group 2020, put it in there and change your password. The second thing you want to do is you want to go to the agent tab and enter in all your details. We put in your phone and the office, town, and state, and zip. But we didn't put in your Facebook links, your LinkedIn links, your website links, your testimonial, if you have testimonials linked somewhere, testimonials, top 3 focus towns, areas of expertise. We've got all kinds of areas of expertise you can select in there. Pick 3 to 4, enter in your years of experience, and some bio experience data. Tell us a bit about yourself. Why? Because this will help when other agents are on the system. Maybe someone's going to be looking to refer an agent to someone that's looking to buy or sell in Worcester and they're from Connecticut. But this will also come in handy later on down the road when we open this up to clients to come in here and enter their information and find agents who are on the Powered by Agent network who they may want to work with to try to solve some of their more complex real estate matters. So you enter all that information in, you hit submit, and then you're ready to go. From there, we've got a bunch of videos on here, training videos that I've recorded on just how to navigate the system, adding seller profiles, adding buyer profiles. using the search filters, and really using this thing to the highest advantage. It's not going to do any good if nobody puts any information in there. So the biggest thing you need to do is start entering in sellers and buyers who maybe aren't finding what they're looking for on MLS. From a seller perspective, it could be a private sale, or it could be coming soon. So I've entered in a couple of mine. I'm going to start entering more of mine in as time goes on. And at the top of the page, you're going to see My Sellers, and then you're going to see All Sellers. The system has been built so that when you enter in information for your seller, if you enter in the name and the address, only you are going to see that, not all other agents. If you click on any of the seller details under the All Seller section, you're only going to see specific details from the other agents. This is for the reason we want to help you maintain privacy of your clients that you are talking to, so that no other agent can come in and scrape the deal. So you're offering up just enough information so that they might become interested in, they can reach out to you, but not so much information they can figure out who the seller is and go around you and go directly to the seller. This will come in handy when the consumer side of this comes in as well. So you enter in your seller details. There's a lot of information in here. Most of the stuff is not required. That way, if you don't feel comfortable putting the address in there, you don't have to. But if you do, it'll help you reference it if another agent reaches out to you. But they'll all have ID numbers on them as well. So even if you don't put that information in there, you just need to know how to who it was that you entered in the system, or what all those is the ID number, and they'll be able to reference the ID number if they're calling you or emailing you about a specific opportunity you have in the system. So you enter in all the information. You'll notice some things in here. We got a lot of notes in here. You're only putting the list price in if you have a contract. If you don't have a contract, you certainly haven't agreed on a price with the seller, so you're only putting in a range. And again, there's not enough information in here to ever hurt a seller's position. If you were maybe picking the wrong price range, you're just basically using this to knock on doors. Here's the way I see the system. Instead of going out and saying, let's say you have a seller who wants to sell, but they want to sell privately. And instead of going out and knocking on hundreds of doors or calling hundreds of agents or putting out huge posts on Facebook and hoping the right eyes see it, you're finding the exact doors to knock for the opportunity. So if you had a buyer, for instance, that's looking for a specific kind of property, you're finding out the agents who have properties coming to the market who are exactly the ones you need to talk to. It'll save you talking to your blue in the face to try to make connections. It's a modern day tool to help you with an old world problem. So enter in seller's information and hit save. You can do the same thing on the buyer side. And I recommend you watch the training videos because they're a little bit more in depth than I'm going into now. Enter in your buyers as well. And one of the things that we did with the system, which I think is great, is when you enter in the seller property information, you'll see you create a seller ID number. So number 27 is one of my sellers. If that seller was also a buyer, I could go in here and add my buyer profile for that seller. And the very last selection category is which seller ID does that match with. And the reason you want to do that is, what if you had someone in the system that was looking to upsize and another agent had someone in the system that was looking to downsize? There is a possibility you could make a match. If there was enough people entering information in here, you could potentially make a cross match so that instead of there being 4 different transactions, there's 2, and it would help possibly with a property match. You could probably save the client some money and make for a much smoother transaction. Maybe it's not always going to be a perfect match, but at least by doing that and matching the 2, what you give agents the opportunity is to see, if you have a client that's looking to sell and buy. So if I go back and look at 58 Hilltop as one of mine, for instance, I can see and click on the details on that. That's one of my buyer profiles. And if I scroll down, you can see the seller details about the transaction and what they're looking to buy. So this client is looking to sell in Southbridge. So if any of you guys have a client that's looking to buy in the 280 to 320 range in Southbridge, I've got a nice split coming. And they are looking to buy a house in Shrewsbury, somewhere east, want to get their son into a little bit better school and want to get closer to work since he's traveling 2 hours away. So maybe you have someone that's interested in that and is willing to wait and give them time to find a property, and they want to secure your buyer wants a security property now, and knowing that all they have to do is give their landlord 30-day notice. Could be some great opportunities in this, but we have to start entering information. So my hopes for you guys is that you log in, use your email address and your Lux Group 2020 password. And if you have any trouble logging in, let me know. Log in, update your account settings, change your password, go in and update your agent details, and start entering in some buyers and sellers so we can start to see how the system will work. And if as you're entering stuff in there, you'd like to see more options in any of the categories or added categories, let me know. I wasn't trying to make this as complicated as MLS because we know that takes a long time to fill out. This is just meant to put in some of the major details so that you at least know who you should be talking to. And my hopes of this, once we kind of play around with it a little bit with Lux Group, is we're going to launch it live to the world. You guys are always going to be free because you are part of the Lux Group, and you know, I appreciate you guys, and hopefully you guys jump in and use the system with me, because the more agents and the more listings and the more buyer profiles in there, the more powerful it will be. So I want you to jump in and use it. You guys will always be free. There will be opportunities for you guys to start helping us grow the network. We're going to have reward incentives for people to help grow the network. As you see, one of the things you have in here, when you go to your agent page, will be your invite code. Actually, it's on your invite a friends page. I actually have some information in here on how you will be able to invite friends. I don't want you to invite friends just yet. Just give me a little bit more time with us, and get in there and use it a little bit in the next 4 or 5 days, week. Let me know if there's anything you would like to see in there. And then you have an invite code. That is a promo code that people can use to make connections. And the more you help grow, the more opportunities you'll have with the system from a perspective of other benefits. We'll have basically, after you invite and make active a certain number of people, your account will be free, even though you guys will always be free. But that will be something available to anybody who signs up in the system. But also, we're going to, the bigger the system grows, the more there will be opportunities for stock options, bonuses, training opportunities, and many other things that we can just do as the system grows. So look at this as being your next great tool as a real estate agent to help bring the client back to you. Right now, the client really doesn't have all that many reasons to come to you until they're really ready. They don't believe that you hold any information that's valuable that they would need to come to you for. This is a tool that we can bring clients back to us. I kept thinking to myself, there's one big piece of data that's still out there that people don't have access to, and that's the stuff that's right here between your head. It's all the clients we know that want to do something that haven't put it on MLS yet, or haven't gotten into a listing alert for it yet, or they're just, they're looking, or they're selling, but they're just not ready yet, or they're just looking for the right opportunity. And this is how you can get the clients to come back to you. This information will never be for sale. Look, I am pro agent 100% all the way. This will never be a Zillow product. This will never be a Real.com product. This is a product that's for agents and agents only, that will help bring the consumer back to us and put a little power back in our hands, so that we can secure our future and make sure that, that people realize and clients realize that the power of a good agent will never go out of style. Poweredbyagents.com. Hope you guys love it. Let me know what you think.